I've seen that, like the friends that I've seen that have come and played this joint already since the short time that it's been open. I really think it's pretty spectacular, the original music that comes through these walls already. So support them, buy a lot of booze, tip really hard, keep them open. I'm gonna play a song or two more and then take my contractual obligation to take a break.
Well, let's have Ken and let's load her up and let's take her to New York.
I'm not exactly sure when. He's gonna look at me, he's like, no, you're not.
And we're coming home.
You got him right where you want him, Jeff.
No, I'm not.
Well, here, I'll do this song for you real quick and then I'll take a break. This is the song that's got the most play on the radio and stuff that I've done. And it's great having this song on the radio because it's 5 minutes and 40 seconds long, which means it's kind of like having two songs on the radio. And when I wrote this song, I didn't realize that was a good thing, but now DJs say they really like when you have long songs. They didn't used to like long songs. They said attention span, all that kind of stuff. People would go too quick, they turned it down. Now they really like long songs because they only have to pay once. So now they're thinking dollars is what they're doing. We're all thinking dollars, so. I bought your CD. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I bought it. But I wrote this song with a guy who's an LD, who's a lighting director, and he's not a musician, but he wrote really cool stuff, and so did I offend? I hope I didn't offend. Okay, good.
No, something's happening.
Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Should I wait?
No, you're fine.
Okay, cool. And well, these people were kind enough to come and see, so this little crowd. We'll make everybody here really happy. That's my mission. Well, I'll just tell you this much. I went and I played this song for my mother in Ohio, and I got done, and my mother looked at me, and she said, Jeffrey, because she can do that. She said, Jeffrey, that was beautiful, and I said, thanks, Mom, and she said, can I ask you something? And I said, sure, and she goes, are you okay? And I said, yeah, Mom, I'm okay. I should have, at that moment, told her that it was a co-write, but I didn't. But this is the song I played for my mom that day. It's on my last album. My home. I drank my whiskey all alone. Temptation got me on the run. Mama's son don't hurt no one. Don't want no trouble. Trouble find me. Trouble find me. With nothing going right, and no hope is left inside. I should be praying to the Lord. trouble find me. And I can't take it no more. This knock, knock, knocking on my door. Nothing's on the other side, but still I'm always open wide. And I don't want no trouble. Trouble find me. 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 Thank you. Thanks so much. Oh, shucks. I'm okay, Mom. I got done with that song. I was playing in, I think it was either like New Hampshire or Connecticut, and I got done, and a lady was sitting like right about there. I stopped, and she goes, "I can see why your mother was worried." And I just, I'm not very good at accents, but that was kind of what she said. And the guy I was with was a guy named Michael O'Connor, who's a songwriter, and we were doing duo shows together. And she came up to the CD table at the end and bought a t-shirt and a CD from us, and she said, "What do you think of our accents?" And he looks at her, I kid you not, he looks at her and he goes, "Oh, it's great, I feel like I'm on Family Guy." And I was... So I quickly diffused the situation by letting her in on the fact that King of the Hill was real, and that everybody that I knew a Boomhauer and a Peggy and a Dale, and that everybody on that show was actually, you know, a real person. And that seemed to, I just diplomated that one right away, you know, and diffused the situation. Well, you remember how I said I was going to take a break? I changed my mind. I'm just going to keep playing. This next song I wrote because I feel like playing and I'm having a good time and y'all are listening and I appreciate you so much. I'm just going, why not? So, thanks. Maybe I'll take a break in a minute. Who knows? So, really, when you do what I do for a living, to get, you know, these people in a room and they're all like listening and they, you know, hopefully digging it, then you feel like you're doing all right. It doesn't have to. When I first moved to Texas, my buddy, when I talk about Ray Wiley, like I drove straight to Ray Wiley's house with $100 and a Geo Prism. You guys know what a Geo Prism is? That's what I had, okay? And I went straight to Ray's house, and I lived with him and Judy and Lucas for like my first 3 months in Texas. I'd been living in Nashville before that. And we sat down one day and he said, "Jeff, what do you want to do when you move to Texas here, you know, since you moved here?" And I said, "Well, you know, I'd like to play music that I like, you know, with people that I like, and not have to play anything that, you know, I'm not into, and maybe raise a family someday, you know, maybe have a family of some sort, you know." And he looked at me and he said, do you want a Jaguar in your driveway? And I said, well, not necessarily. And he goes, you can do it. And I was like, and his whole point was like, look, if you want to just like play music that you love and have a good living, if you live in Texas, you can do it. And like all you got to do is grind it out and just keep building an audience, and people will start coming to shows, and it's worked. And I got a great audience down there, and now I'm trying to build my audience in new places like this.
Yeah.
And him, you know, saying that to me was really a big deal. But I thought that was funny. That has nothing to do with this next song. How about this next song? I know what I'll do. I'll do it. So I said I have a new album that's coming out on May 4th, and I'll be here on April 7th. I won't have it yet. I'm not allowed to play too much stuff off of it because they say don't play songs that people can't, you know, buy at shows. But you can go pre-order the album. They're doing that whole thing where you like get one song and you pre-order the album, buy whatever T-shirt. So they're doing all that stuff. But I wrote this song for my wife. My wife is a horticulturalist and an arborist and gardens. And to say garden is like a little bit beneath. Like she's pretty. She does gardens like as big as this room, you know. And design. She's from Vancouver. She's from Vancouver Island. Nothing like that. But she is from Canada, so you would be a bit surprised if it happened. But anyway, she has kind of a love of nature that I never had growing up being a city boy. And I had written this kind of instrumental, and I went to record this instrumental, and I recorded it. I came home that day, and I had called it Heaven on Earth, and then I got home, and my wife and I were talking about like some of her favorite things in nature. And all of a sudden, some verses came out, and so the next morning, I went back in the studio, and I sang a bunch of verses. And so now this is the last song on my forthcoming album. It's called Heaven on Earth. Let's see if you like it. There's a bird nesting quietly on the back porch, and her song is not of rebirth. She sings songs and serene to her young one. She teaches heaven on earth. The sweet smell of harvest leaves, the red fox's playful mirth, magnolia buds in the springtime. They all can be heaven on earth. Winter fields, snowy silence, the warmth of the evening, summer wind, the sound of the waves through pebbles at your feet. The choice to love this world we live in. with your love through the woodlands. You will see what this life is truly worth. There's no need to wait for untold futures, when today you can have heaven on earth. If only for a moment, heaven on earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. This sounds really good with my band, but you're not going to know that unless you come back on the 7th.
We'll find out.
You come back on the 7th and you'll hear that with, like, you know, with the band.